How one ship can disrupt global trade. Look around you. Your phone, your clothes, the coffee you drank this morning, the car you drive. Over 80% of everything you own got to you the exact same way, on a boat. Our modern world relies on a hyper-efficient, fragile web of maritime supply chains. It runs perfectly, until it doesn't. Because it turns out it doesn't take a world war, a pandemic, or a solar flare to bring global trade to a grinding halt. Sometimes, all it takes is just one ship. In this video, we are looking at the terrifying power of maritime chokepoints, and how history proves that a single vessel in the wrong place can trigger a global crisis. Let's start with the most famous example in recent memory. March 23, 2021. The Ever Given, a colossal container ship longer than the Eiffel Tower is tall, is navigating a narrow, single-lane stretch of the Suez Canal. Blinded by a dust storm and battered by high winds, the ship ran aground. In a matter of seconds, the shortest maritime highway between Asia and Europe was completely sealed shut. The canal handles roughly 12% of all global trade. For 6 agonizing days, the Ever Given stayed stuck. The result? A maritime traffic jam of over 360 ships. Experts estimated the blockage held up an astronomical $9.6 billion worth of cargo every single day. That's $400 million an hour. Around the world, factories paused production because they lacked parts. Oil prices spiked by 3%. Some ships couldn't wait. They abandoned the canal entirely, taking a massive, costly 3,500-mile detour around the southern tip of Africa, adding 2 weeks to their journeys. It was a brutal wake-up call of just how fragile our just-in-time economy really is. But disruptions don't just happen in faraway canals. They can strike right at the heart of a nation's infrastructure. Fast forward to March 26, 2024. A massive container ship called the Dali suffered a total power failure just as it was leaving the port of Baltimore. Uncrewed and unsteerable, the vessel drifted directly into a support pillar of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The bridge collapsed instantly. While the human toll was tragic, the economic shockwaves rolled across the globe. The debris completely trapped the port of Baltimore, America's #1 hub for importing cars and exporting farm machinery. Suddenly, billions of dollars in automotive and coal logistics had to be rerouted. Nearby ports scrambled to handle the overflow, creating a massive logistical bottleneck across the Atlantic that disrupted car manufacturing supply chains for months. Long before container megaships, the world learned how a single ship could disrupt global energy markets. On March 24, 1989, the oil tanker Exxon Valdez struck a reef in Alaska's Prince William Sound, spilling 11 million gallons of crude oil. While the environmental disaster was catastrophic, the economic disruption was immediate. The spill crippled the transport of Alaskan North Slope crude oil, creating a sudden bottleneck in American oil supplies. Petroleum prices spiked globally. But the biggest disruption was long-term. This single accident forced a complete rewrite of international maritime law. It triggered strict new regulations, eventually mandating that all global tankers feature double-hulled designs. It fundamentally changed the cost, engineering, and logistics of shipping energy across the world forever. Now, not all single-ship disruptions are accidents. Sometimes, a ship disrupts global trade by completely breaking the old way of doing business and inventing the future. Enter the year 1869, and a British iron megaship called the SS Great Eastern. At the time, it was by far the largest ship ever built, and it had one world-changing mission, laying the first successful, durable transatlantic telegraph cable, and later, connecting lines all the way to India. Before this ship, information traveled at the speed of a sail. If a trader in London wanted to know the price of cotton in New York or tea in India, they had to wait weeks. By single-handedly standardizing how underwater cables were laid, the Great Eastern created the world's very first instant global communication network. It shattered centuries-old workflows, instantly eliminating information delays and permanently rewriting how global commodity pricing and shipping logistics operated. From laying the cables that birthed the Internet age to accidentally blocking 12% of modern trade in a sandstorm, history shows us that our global economy isn't a solid, unshakable machine. It's a delicate chain, and that chain is only as strong as the single ship navigating its narrowest link. Next time you order something online, and it arrives in just a couple of days, remember the millions of crews and giant vessels keeping the world moving, and how easily it could all come to a halt. If you enjoyed this deep dive into global trade, hit the like button, subscribe for more history and economics breakdowns, and let me know in the comments. Do you think our supply chains are too reliant on these massive megaships? Thanks for watching and see you next time.